were hard as hell. Let's jump into it. What's going on, everyone? It's Game Master, and thank you for tuning back into the channel. So, in episode 4 of the guide to Solar and Black Sky Camo, we are looking at the diamond launchers. Were extremely difficult to get. I can go as far to say as they're probably the hardest to get diamond, and I say that I haven't done sniper rifles yet. Those are going to be the hardest for me. The second hardest, of course, these were just absolutely awful. So let's just go ahead and jump right into how to get the launchers diamond, because a lot of people I feel like are going to struggle with the launchers. I know I did. It took me a good 3 or 4 days, I think, to get the launchers diamond, which is absolutely insane. Every launcher has its own challenges, so we're going to go through each and every one, and each launcher had a challenge in particular that was extremely difficult, so I'm going to go into as much detail as I can. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So first up we have the Spartan SA3, probably the easiest out of all of them, but still pretty difficult. So, your first 4 camos, your Desert, your Mars, your Arctic Tech, and your Wilderness. For the first 2 launchers, they're going to be destroy 20 score streaks. So that's easy, just destroy 20 score streaks. In particular, this one is easy because it's lock on, so just point it up, lock it on, and you're good to go. And then you have Mojave, Snakeskin, Salamander, Splatter, and Zebra, and you have to destroy up to 45,000 points worth of score streaks. Again, that's easy, just destroy score streaks, that's no problem at all. But here's where it starts to get a little tricky, the actual challenges. Now, first of all, we have the Autumn challenge, Autumn Camo for the Spartan. This challenge was the hardest for this rocket launcher. It doesn't sound difficult, destroy 20 score streaks without locking on. Now, I wish I had gameplay of this, I really do, but unfortunately, I don't. So, there's a few ways you can do this. First of all, what is considered locking on? Because if you ADS on this thing and aim it at a score streak, it's going to lock on. So what do they consider a lock on? Anytime that this, when you aim down the sights with this, anytime that it beeps one time, that's considered a lock on. It has 3 beeps and then it locks on. So once it beeps, if it beeps once, it's no good. It doesn't work. That's considered a lock-on, and don't even destroy it. I mean, you can destroy it with a lock-on to get these, but once this beeps one time when you're aiming down the sights, that is considered a lock-on, and it will not count towards the challenge. So, the easiest way to do this, and mostly I did it taking out UAVs, but here's the few ways to do it, okay? You can actually aim down sights with this. However, do not let it beep. If you let it beep even one time, it's not going to count towards the challenge. What I did is, when a UAV came up, I aimed down the sights and I kind of followed ahead of the UAV, making sure that the sights were far enough away that it wasn't going to lock on, and shoot the rocket. And basically, you have to get lucky. If you guide the UAV enough, you're going to hit it. I don't think it's the hardest one to do, but once you get down to it, once you learn how to take out the UAVs without it beeping, then it's not so hard at all. This took me probably about 3 hours to do, actually. This one challenge took me 3 hours. By the time I got this done, I had all the other challenges done. Let's say that's how difficult this one was. You can also just hip fire this, or just blind fire it, so you can just point it up in the air and just pull the trigger and fire it. And I actually did manage to get quite a few UAVs like that. Don't ask me how. It's extremely complicated, and I got lucky. Another way, which I only got to do this twice, is to take out scarabs. And when you see a scarab coming, just don't even aim, just use the right trigger and just pull the trigger and blow up the scarab, basically. That's another way you can do it. I only got that to work twice. And then the easiest way to get this done, by far the easiest way, is a warden. Just wait for a warden to come up. Point this thing up at the warden. Don't even aim. Just pull the trigger. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's by far the easiest method to doing this. I got over half of these done, I think, with the warden, and the rest of them were guided by the UAV. But that's basically the easiest way to do it. I wish I had gameplay to show you guys. Unfortunately, I don't. But that's the easiest way to do it. Once you guys get into the hang of it, it's really not going to be that hard. And like I said, it took me 3 hours, but it took a total of 3 hours for me to learn the different tactics. So yeah, that's basically it for the autumn camo. Probably the hardest well, it is the hardest camo on this launcher. So just give it some time, just practice. If a warden comes up, that's the easiest way to get it done. So if you just want to wait for 20 wardens and take out the wardens by hip firing it, then by all means go ahead. Whatever you need to do. It is the hardest challenge on this launcher. Not the hardest challenge of the launchers, but the hardest challenge on the launcher, on this current launcher. And if you guys use those tips, hopefully you'll get it done in no time. So next is the whiteout camo. Get 25 kills with this weapon. That's simple. Just kill 25 people with it. It's lock on and it's dumb fire, so you can aim down the sights and kill people with it. It's simple as that. That's going to take you maybe 3 games. The Bangle camo kills 2 score streaks within a short period of time, 3 times. Again, that's really easy. Just wait for 2 UAVs to come up and destroy one and then destroy the other. It makes it particularly easy for this launcher because it's a lock-on, so I don't really need to go into detail with that. Murdered Out, destroy 3 score streaks in a single match 10 times. Again, it's lock-on, that's easy. I don't need to explain that. Just destroy 3 score streaks. Neon Tiger, destroy a score streak and kill an enemy in the same life 10 times. Now, this challenge sounds easy. It is, but this challenge is a little glitched out. And I believe this challenge is on all the launchers, and it's glitched out on pretty much all. Well, it's on the first 2 launchers, I think. But this challenge is glitched out. I could never really figure out if it meant destroy a score streak with the launcher and then kill an enemy with your weapon, or destroy a score streak with the launcher and then kill an enemy with the launcher. It works both ways. However, destroying or killing the person with the launcher after destroying the score streak with the launcher is more prevalent than getting a kill with your gun. What I mean is that registered more. So, just to make sure that this challenge is counting and to make sure it's registering, just get a kill with the launcher instead of with your weapon. Like I said, sometimes it did work when I got a kill with my weapon, sometimes it didn't. Just to be sure, get a kill with the launcher after you destroy the score streak instead of getting a kill with your weapon, because getting a kill with the launcher seems to work a lot better and it seems to register better. So once you got that done, you got gold. You got your Spartan gold. There you go. That's not even the hardest launcher to get gold. This is the hardest challenge on this launcher, and with these tips, hopefully you guys can get it pretty easily. So let's move on to the P-Law, the second hardest. And there's one challenge in particular that's very hard, and I don't have gameplay, so I'm going to try to explain it my best. But the first 4 challenges, Desert, Mars, Arctic Tech, and Wilderness, are destroy 20 kill streaks once again. This is, again, pretty easy. This is not a lock-on launcher. However, this launcher is very easy to still destroy UAVs with. Just guide the UAVs a little bit, just aim a little bit ahead of them, and just fire it. You only have 3 shots in this launcher, and a UAV and a counter UAV, that stuff takes 2 shots to take out. That's what makes this launcher a little difficult. But the destroying 20 score streaks is going to be easy once you guys start aiming at all the UAVs and guiding them and taking them out. After 5 of them or so, you'll start to get the hang of it, and you'll know exactly where you need to aim in order for the rockets to hit. I could usually point this thing up in the air and take it out within 3 to 5 seconds. That's how good I got with it. So that's very simple. Just destroy 20 score streaks. If you want to destroy scarabs or whatever, I wouldn't try destroying wardens with this thing. It's not gonna work that well. You're gonna have to fire a bunch of ammo into it beforehand, because three rockets from this thing is not going to destroy a warden. So just destroy the UAVs. It's gonna be very, very simple once you learn how to aim it properly. So next is Mojave, Snakeskin, Salamander, and Splatter. Again, that's destroy score streaks. Oh, and Zebra. Sorry, apologize. Let's destroy 45,000 points worth of score streaks. Again, just use the method I just told you with the UAVs. It'll take a while, but you'll get it, and it's the simplest way to do it. Autumn Camo, get 50 kills with this weapon. It's not a lock-on weapon. It's simple. Just get 50 kills with the weapon. It's easy as that. Whiteout, get 2 rapid kills 5 times with this weapon. That's very simple. Just get rapid kills. So get double kills, whatever you can. Blow up 2 people, 3 people, whatever. The best way to complete this challenge is probably in domination and hardcore domination, or hardcore in general. And the reason I say domination in particular is because if somebody's capping a flag, you can run in there, shoot this thing, and get 2, or sometimes in domination 3, or I even got a couple of quads with this thing. So in domination, it's really, really good. And if you just play domination and start shooting this thing at flags when the enemy team is capping them, you're going to get these rapid kills in no time. This is by means not the hardest challenge at all. Just play domination, hardcore domination, start shooting it at people capping the flags, and you will get the whiteout camo in no time. Next is the Bangle, and this is the hardest camo for this launcher. I struggled a lot with this camo. This is kill 2 score streaks within a short period of time 3 times. Luckily, you only have to do this 3 times. Now, I'm going to give you methods on how I did it. Again, I wish I could show gameplay, but I just don't have any. And the reason I don't have any gameplay for this is because I got all 3 of these completely by luck. So let me explain how I got this. So first, the first one I got, I pointed this thing up in the air, shot a UAV once, okay, and then I died. So I pointed it up in the air again, shot the same UAV, and took it out with 1 grenade. And right as I did that, a scarab started coming at me, so I destroyed the scarab. So that counted as 1. I destroyed the UAV, and I destroyed the scarab. Alright, secondly, the second time and third time I got lucky actually was complete luck. There were 2 UAVs. They were apparently called in at the same exact time. I don't know, because they were flying the same exact pattern, right one on top of the other. So I destroyed both UAVs with 2 rockets. So I got lucky right there. And then the third time was I shot 2 rockets at 1 UAV. There was another UAV right next to it. So I destroyed 1 UAV with 2 rockets. And then the second UAV took damage from the second rocket, so then I fired the third rocket at the second UAV, and it took it out in 1 shot. And that's where I got the challenge. So basically, I got lucky with it. So I'm going to stop explaining that and tell you guys the easiest way to do this. So, by far, the easiest way to do this is 1 method in particular. Well, there's 2 methods. Is there 2? Is there more than 2? I don't know. I'm just going to go for it. These are by no means professional. This is off the whim. I'm doing the best I can to help you people. So the first thing you can do is shoot this thing, destroy, use 2 rockets to destroy 1 UAV, and then kill yourself with the third, and then use 2 more rockets as quickly as you possibly can to destroy the second. Now, that works. However, I only got it to work 1 time. And the one time that I got it to work, I just lost my train of thought. The one time I got it to work, I came, looked at it, it worked, and then I came back to the game a few hours later, and I had 0 out of 3. I don't know if it registered, and then the game said, okay, we're not going to register it anymore, and it took it off. I don't know what happened. But basically you can try that method, but there's no guarantee it's going to work. It might take it away like it did for me. I don't know why it did that. This game is full of camo glitches. But the second method, which seems to be the most common, is to get an LMG and fire some ammo at the LMG. I think it's about half a clip or something. Fire the ammo of the LMG at a UAV, at the first UAV, and then you can take it out in one rocket, and then the second UAV you can take it out on the other two. That's the most common way that I see people doing it. That's probably going to be the easiest way for you, or you can just play the game and get completely lucky like I did. Again, the first method does work, but for some reason it canceled out and took it away from me, which is really disappointing, because at that point I was really raging at this thing, because I was doing this challenge for 3 hours before I got the first one. So just be a note of that. If you do that first method, it may not work, or it may work, or it may work and then take it away. But the easiest way to do this is just fire bullets at the UAV and take them out with this thing. That's really the best I could tell you. Again, I wish I had gameplay. Unfortunately, I just don't. So, next is the murdered out kill. Camo, destroy 3 score streaks in a single match 10 times. Again, that's easy. Just use the UAV method from above. Neon Tiger, destroy score streak and kill an enemy in the same life 10 times. That goes for the Spartan. The same thing for the Spartan. Just in case, use this launcher to kill the enemy instead of your weapon. And then you get gold. And that's basically it for that. So now comes the last and final launcher, and quite possibly the worst gun in the entire game, the howitzer. This thing, I don't even know what I can say about this thing. These are this launcher in particular, this gun quite possibly has the hardest challenge in the entire game, and it's the worst gun in the entire game. And I struggled so much with this gun. I raged so many times, and hopefully I'm going to be able to help you guys out with one challenge in particular, which is absolutely insane that you have to do this for a grenade launcher, and the way this grenade launcher fires and everything, it makes it next to impossible. So alright, I'm going to get into it, and hopefully it's going to help you guys out. So the desert, the Mars, the Arctic tech, and the wilderness is get 200 kills with this weapon. It's not hard to do. It's not easy to do. It's kind of in the middle. Go into hardcore. I would guarantee that you guys are going to get 98% of these challenges done. 95 or whatever. Of these challenges done in hardcore. And the reason I say that is because of the way that this launcher works. The way the blast radius is and the blast pattern and the damage, it's just so much easier to get these 200 kills done in hardcore. That's all I'm going to say about this. Just go into hardcore, use this gun, get 200 kills. It's going to be really hard to get used to. The way that this gun works is you basically, in order to get kills with this thing, you have to launch the grenade at their toes. I'm not even kidding. That's how this grenade launcher works. The fire, I'm not going to sit here and explain to you guys how it fires. It's absolutely ridiculously weird. So anyway, moving on. The Mojave, the Snakeskin, the Salamander, the Splatter, and the Zebra get 160 direct impact kills. Now, direct impact kills, you're going to want to go into core and not hardcore. The reason for this is because you have a better chance of getting them. You can take more damage and then fire off the shot, rather than trying to fire off the shot when you see someone and just getting killed instantly. That's the way you get the direct impacts. Now, the direct impacts, they're kind of hard to tell when you actually get one because there's no metal for direct impact, so you kind of have to just kill enemies with it and then go to this screen and hope you got them. So that's basically all I can say is just play core for that and point it directly at them. Basically, if you get the crosshair or whatever you call it pointed directly at the enemy, point it lower than their torso, because again, the way this thing fires, you basically have to fire it at their feet to get a kill. So fire it a little lower than their torso and you should hit them and get a direct impact. Go to core and do this. It's going to save you a bunch of time. It's going to save you a lot of rage if you do this direct impact in core. Next up is the autumn camo. Get 2 rapid kills 5 times with this weapon. This isn't really that hard. Again, for this, you can go into hardcore and just do what I said in the last one, play domination. Just fire this thing at domination points when they're being captured, and hopefully you'll get a couple of kills with it. Again, this thing is absolutely awful, so you can hope for the best of that. That's definitely not the hardest. The whiteout, kill 50 enemies while you have no primary weapon. That's simple. Most of the time that I was using this thing until I got to the last few challenges, I had no primary weapon, so that's easy. Just get 50 kills with it. Play whatever game mode you want, whatever core or hardcore, but I got it in hardcore. So, Bangle, destroy 15 score streaks. These next two are difficult, but they're not the hard. Let me go over Neon Tiger quick. Use this weapon to kill 3 enemies without dying 20 times. That's simple. Do the same thing I said for the other two. Or the first one. Was it the first? Maybe this is the only... I can't even remember anymore. This is how much I hate this gun. Use this weapon to kill 3 enemies without dying. This challenge is glitched out, much like the SMGs and assault rifles and LMGs. It usually only takes 2 kills. So just get 2 kills without dying 20 times. It's really, really glitched out, alright? Alright, so let's go to the Bangle. I'm going to explain this one very quickly because this is not the hardest one at all. Destroy 15 score streaks. However, it did take me the longest. This is the last one I completed. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, destroy 15 score streaks. The best thing I can tell you to do is to destroy scarabs. That's the best thing I can tell you. Unfortunately, scarabs are all not that common. Not a lot of people use scarabs. I don't know why. They get like 450 points and you get one. That's how I got most of them. I think I got like 8 or 9 of them. No, it wasn't quite that. It was like 7 scarabs I destroyed with this thing. Anyway, destroying scarabs is the easiest. However, there is another method. You can destroy wardens with this thing. Unfortunately, it's only got 3 grenades, and it takes 9 grenades to destroy a warden with this thing. So, the best thing you can do is to fire an LMG rounds, I can't even speak today, excuse me. Fire LMG rounds at the warden and then shoot this thing at it. If you fire not quite a whole clip, almost a whole clip of an LMG, I use the raw LMG. Fire that at the warden, and then you could get right underneath the warden and jump and fire this thing, and you should be able to destroy it in 3 rockets. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Again, this is one of the challenges that you have to get extremely lucky with. It's one of the hardest challenges, but that's basically all I can tell you for that. Destroy wardens, destroy scarabs. Shock sentries also work, although they're a little harder even than the warden. But just you'll get it eventually. This is actually the last challenge. I actually got this next one done before I got this one done. But the next one is the hardest one. I'm going to stop and let's just go to Murdered Out. So Murdered Out is kill 30 enemies from long range. This is by far the hardest and stupidest challenge for this gun or in Call of Duty history. Like, this was awful. Absolutely awful. Kill 30 enemies from long range. And one of the reasons that makes this awful is, first of all, you don't know how far long range is with this gun. Second of all, the blast radius of this gun is bizarre, like I've never seen before. And third of all, the damage of this weapon just isn't good. So you're going to want to do this in hardcore, first of all. Now, I am going to take you guys to a few maps right now where you can actually get these long-range kills. It's going to come down to your aiming placement, and it's also going to come down to luck. So right now, let's jump into the first map where you guys can get long-range kills with the howitzer. Alright, so here we are on Precinct, and there's one spot in Precinct in particular where you can get a long-range kill. Now, you're going to want to do this in hardcore. Like I said, I'm just in core just for the sake of this, but the easiest way to do this is in hardcore, and it's on domination. So we are in Precinct, and if you have the C spawn, or I guess it doesn't really matter, if the enemy has A flag, come up here to the tickets, to the ticket booth, and through this window, and you don't even really have to stand back here, because you will hit the top of that. You stand back here, you're going to hit the top of that because of the way this thing arcs, and it's going to be real annoying. So if you just stand at this window right here, if there are enemies capturing A, you can line this up and launch it at A. And if you get lucky, you can actually manage to hit whoever's capturing the flags at A. So if we go over here and look, hopefully you'll see the blast pattern. You're not going to either. It goes away. But hopefully, if you get lucky enough, you can hit right. Normally, it hits right in the middle of the flag. So you'll be able to pretty much in hardcore hit anyone that is laying on the flag. So that's the spot in Precinct where you can get the long shot. Now, I only managed to get it to work twice on this map. This is not where I got it the most. But it does work. That is a long shot. Now, you can try to launch it from here to the window, but chances are there's not really going to be people in that window that often, and the chances of you standing here blindly firing, trying to get into a window, are next to none. So yeah, there's one spot for the long shots on the howitzer. Let's head to the next map and show you where the next long shots are. Okay, the next map is Throwback, and there's actually 3 spots. Well, they're all kind of in the same area, but it's 3 different areas you can get it. So, if you're at A flag, and you have C flag, usually you'll have A flag too, and they're going to try to capture C. But if you're at A flag, come over here next to the silo, and there's this spot here with the barrels. Jump on top of here, and when they're capturing C flag, you can kind of line it up just over C flag, and if you jump high enough and launch it, you can manage to hit C flag. And that, of course, I wasn't pointing up. So, anyone... Let me kill myself here. See, look, okay, alrighty then. Alright, we're just gonna change teams. But, if you manage to line it up correctly, it should land basically right in the middle of C flag, and you should get a kill right there. Again, that's not exactly perfect. It doesn't line up perfect every time. However, if you get lucky, you can do it. Another spot is in the same area, but another way you can get long shots is one of 2 ways for this part. You can stand back here, and as long as their back is to that blue wall, if you stand far enough back, you can actually, if you line it up right, launch a grenade, and it'll blow up in front of them, and that's a long shot. Or you can stand up here, and if they're behind the yellow barrel, launch a grenade to the best of your abilities, and as long as they're standing behind that yellow barrel, that should be a long shot. Now, The final spot is actually up here in the press box. So, there's a lot more cover here, so it makes it a little easier, but you can stand right here, and basically anyone behind that obstacle, it will be a long shot. So if they're standing all the way back there, by whatever that's called, the greenhouse, I guess. If they're standing way back there, if they're standing just behind that obstacle there, behind the hay bale and barrel, or just right there behind that stack of whatever the fuck that is, it will be a long shot. Again, it comes down to luck, especially with this thing. You basically have to hit the enemy in order to kill them. So as long as they're standing right there where that thing just exploded, that should be considered a long shot, and you should get it. Now, we go on to the map where I got 99% of my long shots. So, let's jump into the next map. So, the third and final map is, believe it or not, Genesis. So, these are quite possibly the easiest long-range kills with the howitzer you can get. So, if you're over here at C, and you go up the stairs here to the pavilion, if you have your back directly against this thing, whatever this is, if you have your back directly against this, and they're capturing A, you can line it up, and if you point it up high enough, that might be even a little too high. If you line it up enough and launch a grenade, you can get a grenade to land directly on A, and that's considered a long shot. Now, you can actually do it in the other direction. Well, let me show you one other thing. If there is somebody standing right here, if they're standing, they can't be in front of, they have to be behind the trash can. Ooh, cigarettes. They have to be behind the trash can. So as long as they're standing behind the trash can, if you're over here in Pavilion, if you get it, and this one's more tricky than hitting A, if you get it lined up just right, if they're behind the trash can, you can actually line it up, and you can fire this off, and it'll hit the wall or the top of the trash can, and that will kill them. That will be a long shot. So the final spot is actually from A. So this is actually the hardest way to get it, because not a lot of people come out of B that way. They usually run in and you don't have time. But if you stand at the top of the stairs, and you can't be quite this close because it doesn't count, but if you stand just at the top of the stairs and you line this up just right, if there's somebody running out of B from the back door, if you jump, you can launch the grenade, and most of the time it'll make it over, and you should be able to hit the enemy, and that should be a long shot. So that's pretty much all the long shots I found, and all the tips that I can basically give you on howitzer long shots. So yeah, that's all the long shots for the howitzer. Hopefully you guys can get it done in a quicker time than I did. This gun actually looks pretty good diamond. Unfortunately, I'll never use it. So, yeah, those are the 3 maps and areas you can get long-range kills for the howitzer. Alright, so, even when I cut out all of the loading screens and everything, this video is damn near 40 minutes long. So, I apologize for that. I just really wanted to go into as much detail as I could with these launchers to help you guys get all the launchers diamond, because they are probably the hardest to get diamond, and I haven't even done the sniper rifles yet. Those are probably going to be the last. But again, I just wanted to go in as much detail as I possibly could, because they are the toughest, and this Murdered Out by far is the hardest challenge. And the howitzer is the worst gun in the game, I think. So that's basically it. That's where you guys can get your long-range kills for your howitzer. Again, there's only really 3 maps. There might be more if you guys experiment, but that's the 3 I found. And so and I can't say I really found them. I actually took them from a tip from another YouTuber who already has um, solar camo, so I really have to thank him. So hold on, let me actually look up who he is so I can give him proper credit. I don't know if he found him, but I did get the tips from him, and I'm passing it on to you guys. So hopefully it will help. So let me figure out what his name is here. Okay, so the person that I got the tips from myself to pass on to you guys, the YouTuber, his YouTube name is OT Bean TV. This guy is awesome. He makes fantastic videos. I will leave a link to his channel in the description if you guys want to go check him out. He got solar camo in just 13 days, which is absolutely insane. So go ahead and check him out. He's an awesome guy. He makes absolutely fantastic videos. He has actually helped me a lot, and I'm passing it on to you guys. So go check out OT Bean TV's channel. I'll have the link in the description. Again, I apologize this video was so long. I just wanted to go into as much detail as possible because these launchers were extremely difficult and they took me forever to do. Anyway, once you get that, you will have your gold camo, and finally you will get diamond for all the launchers. And that will check off another weapon class for solar camo. I'm halfway done as we speak, so I'm getting very, very close. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I really, really do apologize for it being so long. I just wanted to go into as much detail as possible to help you guys out. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It would be really, really awesome. I would greatly appreciate it, and it would help me get to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. So thanks again for all the support. Like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and stay tuned for episode 5. And the next episode, I believe, is going to be shotguns. I really got a good handle on shotguns, so I think that's going to be episode 5. So let me end this long video here. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you. Oh, look, double XP. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.